Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and happy Thursday to each and every one of you. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic week thus far. For me, not too shabby. I am coming down with a cold though, so I do apologize if I sniffle, cough, sneeze, whatever during this video. I do apologize for that, but I'm definitely coming down with something. I think it's from being out in the cold shoveling for the past few days. Luckily not a lot of snow, luckily only a little bit of snow, but shoveling like 2 or 3 times out in the cold. Who knows what it did to me? So I'm definitely coming down with something, so I do apologize in advance. So what we're going to take a look at today are some titles that I've recently been checking out. Yes, we have another review video for you guys today. Thank you so much for all the positive feedback with these videos. As you guys know, I was doing review videos, and then for like a year I kind of just gave them up. I wasn't feeling them anymore. It just wasn't something I was really enjoying because I wasn't getting much feedback. The views on those videos were pretty low, and it just wasn't my thing. I was like, reviews, I don't know. Then you guys kept asking, where are the reviews? Please bring them back. And from all the positive feedback, from all you guys requesting me bring these back, I kind of got pumped and energized to start doing reviews again. So bringing them back. You guys have been giving me great feedback on the last few videos I've done, last few review videos I've done. So I really do appreciate that. It's great. Thank you so much. And you guys are absolutely awesome. So yes, we have some more titles I recently checked out. Oops. So before we get down to it, before we take a look at what I checked out, I do want to say one thing quickly. Like I always say, I always start these videos out saying possibilities of spoilers. So be warned. When I talk about movies, I just kind of say what I want to say. Sometimes I'll hold back and say, I don't want spoilers for you, but sometimes I just get on a rant and just start rambling on, and I may give spoilers away. I just sort of say what I want to say. I don't necessarily, these aren't scripted, these aren't planned out. I just sort of say whatever comes off the top of my head. It is what it is. There may be spoilers in this video, so fair warning to you guys, but I'll try to hold back a little bit at least. So anyway, let's get down to it. Let's take a look at what I've recently been checking out, and I'll give you my very brief thoughts on these. So first up was Event Horizon. Actually, my first time finally checking this one out. I've had this in my collection now for some time now. Finally getting around to checking it out. And I think I'm going to get a little bit of flack for this one, because when I mentioned on CinemaSickness.com and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and everything that I was watching this one, a lot of you guys were saying, oh, wow, that's my favorite movie. The movie's so fantastic. I love that movie. I thought it was okay. I wasn't blown away by it. I didn't think this movie was bad. By no means, I'm not saying this movie was bad. No, it was enjoyable. Kept me entertained. It was okay. But I just wasn't blown away by it. And I love like space horror disaster movies. You put somebody like on a space station or on a spaceship or something like that, have something bad happen to them. I love that, because it's not like on Earth where, half the time you're watching, a horror movie, and you're like, well, that person can get away. Just run away. You'll get away from the bad guy. Stuff like that. There's a lot more safety on, just in your hometown on Earth or whatever when you're being chased down by a bad guy than there is when you're on a spaceship or on a space shuttle or something, or a space station or something like that. Where are you going to go? There's nowhere you're going to go. You're screwed. And I love that. I love the idea of somebody being trapped somewhere. You're here. You cannot get away. It's you against whatever. You are not going anywhere. I mean, maybe you can get home, but it's not just, hop in the car and drive away. No, it's going to be a lot more difficult than that. Good luck. I think that's so cool. I love that. The Alien franchise, I love those movies. They're fantastic. And this is definitely in that sort of genre film, definitely a space horror thriller movie. But I just thought the plot was just okay. The whole space, like kind of wormhole thing, and the ship's alive, she's not going to let you leave, things like that. It was just kind of like, eh. Like, I don't know. I just thought I would have rather had there been like an alien or something like that. I just thought yeah, the whole thing making people go crazy and seeing things, and I just thought it was okay. I wasn't blown away by. I'm not going to spoil it too much for you guys. I'll try to hold back on this one. I won't try to give too many spoilers away, but it just didn't really do it for me. I don't see myself popping this one in and watching it like over and over and over again. I'll probably give it a second watch somewhere down the line, but again, it's not like the Alien franchise that I'll watch over and over and over again, or other great space horror thriller movies. This one I just was like, it was okay. That was my feeling on it. I wasn't blown away by this one. Definitely not one of my favorite sci-fi horror thriller movies. Definitely not one of my favorites. Again, not bad. If you want to see it, I would recommend it. I'm definitely not saying don't see this one. No, this is something you want to see. Check it out. It wasn't a bad movie. It just is definitely not one of my favorites in this genre. But still, nevertheless, Event Horizon, decent movie. If you're wanting to check it out, check it out. And for everybody out there who said this is one of your favorite movies and you absolutely love this one, I apologize, but that's my thoughts. This is cool. Bad movie, but very cool format. I'm more excited for the format I watched this on, than I am the movie. That is Cutting Room, and I watched this on HD VMD. So cool, you guys. If you guys haven't seen my video where I picked up my HD VMD player, check that video out. Epic video. I don't usually watch my videos. I've watched that one twice already because I'm so excited for picking one of those up that like even I'm like I've watched the video twice because I get more excited watching me being excited in the video. So check that video out. But very cool to watch my first ever HD VMD. I loved it. Unfortunately, this movie was garbage. It was really, really bad. E.G. Daily was in it, so I guess that was like it. That was the only bright side of this movie, which she really wasn't in it that much and didn't really play like some major character. So it's just not that good. It's about these people trying to make this movie, and then the guy writing the movie ends up being like this killer, and it just was executed poorly. It felt like a very low budget movie, a script that just sort of doesn't really go anywhere. It could have been interesting. The idea of this guy writing this horror movie and them trying to get it made, and then it turns out he's actually like a killer and stuff like that. That would have been really cool. That sounds like an interesting plot to a movie. I like that idea. It sounds really cool. Like, you do it right, that could be awesome. This was just done really, really wrong. Like the whole, I'd say first, how long is this movie? An hour and 24 minutes. So I'd say about the hour and 15 minutes of this movie pretty much goes nowhere and it's completely boring. And you're like, where's this going? And then the last like 15 minutes or 10 minutes or so, you're just like, oh, okay. So that's where this was going. Don't see this one. This is one I would definitely not recommend. And I don't believe this was could be wrong, but I looked up some stuff online. I don't think this movie is ever released here in the US. So I think HD VMD is probably the only format you're going to get this on, and good luck finding one of these. So I say stay away from it, but chances are you're not going to come across this one anyway, and that's a good thing. This movie was absolute garbage. So don't check this one out. It was garbage. I hated it, every second of it, and I would just say stay far, 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 far away. But like I said, you probably never run into this one. If that's the case, you are a lucky person. But HD VMD was so cool watching this movie on my HD VMD player. First ever HD VMD that I've ever watched. It was awesome. All right, and then this was really cool. Finally finished up Dragon Ball. Checked out Dragon Ball Season 5. So sad to see this, see the Dragon Ball come to an end. Of course, now I'm going to move on to Dragon Ball Z, which I watched a few episodes of, and it's so hard to get into because I'm so used to, like, even though Dragon Ball Z picks up where Dragon Ball left off, some things have changed, and I'm just like, I got to get like back into it because it's hard. It's hard to get into the changes, like even things like a new narrator and stuff like that. It's like, man, I don't know. And Goku having a kid, just it's tough. But I'm already a few episodes in, and I'm already kind of getting used to the whole thing. But I loved this series. Dragon Ball was amazing. When it comes to anime, this is what I like. People on a crazy kind of like epic journey. That's why Dragon Ball. That's why Pokemon I was such a fan of. Pokemon was the first ever anime series I ever like watched. The first anime series I ever got into. I know it's kind of silly. You're like, Pokemon, really? But it was the first series I ever really, really got into. And I love the idea that these people on this journey, journey out to all over the world to find, collect Pokemon and to battle them. And it's just this huge epic journey story. And that's what we get here with Dragon Ball. I mean, yeah, they keep, they have like home bases and stuff like that, but it's still very cool, a very epic journey. And I love it. I would say that the season wasn't my favorite season. It is a great season, but it's just sort of interesting how it starts off with Goku as a kid training to just be the greatest the greatest at martial arts, like the greatest fighter like ever. Does that for the first couple episodes, and those episodes aren't even the best either because they're split up between Goku doing his thing and then the rest of the crew doing their thing. So you get these like episodes are only they're like split. They really should just focus more on Goku, but they're kind of split. So already I'm kind of like, all right, these episodes aren't the best. Then we get into some pretty epicness. Goku now, you get like 3 or 4 episodes, and it's like so and so, like, or was it 3 years later, or whatever. Now Goku's like grown up, and fighting in the World Martial Arts Championship, and him having to go against Piccolo. You know, he's back and in a different form. Now they got a battle, and that's really cool. And that's all epic, and it's this great big huge epic fight, and it's pretty awesome. And that's great. And you think maybe they leave off there. I mean, that's fantastic. But then Goku is engaged, and then it's like a little story about like him and his fiance, and then them having to help his new father-in-law out because his castle's on fire, and they got to go get like the Banshee fan and put the fire out. And it's just like, what the hell are these? It feels like filler episodes. It's like, all right, we had Goku training, which again weren't the best, most well done episodes. Then we have this huge epic battle, which is like the whole like most of this season is this big huge chunk of epic battles, which is awesome. And then it's like 3 episodes of Goku and his fiance trying to find a fan. It's like, that's how you're gonna end the series. Like, why don't you end it on the epic battle? Why are you ending it on, I don't know, just seemed kind of weird in my opinion. So I gotta say, awesome season, but not my favorite season. I'm always saying awesome because all the Dragon Ball seasons are awesome. This is such a good show. If you've not gotten into Dragon Ball, if you're like me, you were very late to the boat, we'll get into it. It's fantastic. I love this series. I just thought the season wasn't the best one. It kind of ended on just a kind of note, but regardless, I'm still pumped, and I'm very excited to be getting into Dragon Ball Z now. Then I checked out Maybe Baby, a BBC movie. Really grabbed this one because, I mean, great lineup. I was really curious about like this movie because it had so many great people in it. In the end, this was a decent movie. It's all about this married couple. Things are kind of just but they're trying to have a baby, and our husband here gets this idea because he's a writer. He writes movies and whatnot, and he's kind of in a slump. Hasn't really written anything. Nothing's really going well, and he gets this idea of writing this movie based on him and his wife trying to have a child. And it's pretty crazy since his wife wants nothing to do with it, and he's doing it behind her back. And he starts like he's writing this from the male point of view, and everybody's like, "This is great. The male point of view is fantastic," but the women's point of view in this movie sucks. The women's point of view in your script is horrible. So he ends up like reading her diary and getting the women's point of view from the diary, which everybody loves. So the movie gets greenlit and gets go, and they start filming. She finds out, shit hits the fan. And that's where everything goes pretty crazy. So in the end, decent movie. Didn't blow me away, but it was pretty decent. I love that Rowan Atkins gets like a huge picture there on the front when he's like in it for like 2 minutes. In fact, I think a lot of these people, I mean, just people like Emma Thompson and stuff. I mean, like a lot of these characters are in the movie for like 2 seconds. Main characters, somewhat supporting cast. But either way, it was a decent movie. Nothing that blew me away. Nothing I would say you need to rush out and see. But if it was interesting, a fun British romantic comedy, I would say check it out if you're interested. But again, it's nothing you need to see. All right, next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 titles here. I can't physically hold up and show you. I wrote them down on a piece of paper because I watched these on Vudu. I watched my ultraviolet digital copies of these. So first up is Tammy, and yeah, I knew I was getting into trouble with this one immediately because when I posted that I was watching it, some of you guys said, "I'm so sorry for you," and we're saying things like it's such a bad movie, and oh man, why are you watching that crap? It was bad. It was pretty bad. No, it again, same character. Once again, I've seen Tammy in about like 4 other movies recently. Like The Heat and what else? Identity Theft and whatnot. So it just didn't play out as well. It wasn't as funny. It wasn't as goofy. It wasn't what you were necessarily expecting going into it. It was trying to be kind of heartfelt, but didn't really work since it's kind of the story about this grandmother and granddaughter kind of on this road trip sort of thing and getting to know each other and finding themselves and whatnot. And just sort of fell flat. It didn't really work. I don't think it really did what they were expecting it to do. And it wasn't very, very good. It was very mediocre. I wouldn't say I necessarily hated the movie. A lot of you guys are saying it's the worst movie I've ever seen. And Tammy's the worst movie you've ever seen. You need to see more movies because believe me, this movie's gold compared to some crap I've seen in the past. So Was it absolutely horrible? No. Again, I'm going to say this is one of those movies where if you're interested in seeing it, if this is a movie you want to see, check it out. If you're really interested in seeing this one, see it. There's no reason not to. It's not like it's complete garbage. I would say if you really want to check it out, but be warned, it's not what you think it's going to be probably going into it. If you're expecting this movie to be like many other movies that you've recently been checking out, it's not going to be. So I would have to say only see it if you really want to check it out. It's definitely not anything you need to see. And Tammy wasn't very good. All right, so then I watched Life After Beth. Now this one, on the other hand, was fun. A fun take on a zombie movie. I love this kid and his girlfriend dies. Or I guess they kind of broke up, but she dies. He's all distraught and just horribly upset. And he's kind of like sort of made friends with the family of his ex-girlfriend, his dead girlfriend. He's made friends with them, and then all of a sudden they kind of like push him away, and he's like, "What? You know, we made friends here. We were hanging out. We were doing good. We were consoling each other, and everything was going well. And then all of a sudden you're just gonna like push me away. Why?" Well, it turns out his girlfriend Beth has come back to life. She's a zombie, and they're trying to hide it from him. And then he finds out, and they're still trying to hide this whole thing and all that craziness that ensues from her being a zombie. Because at first she kind of seems somewhat normal, doesn't realize what happened, doesn't realize she had been dead. But as things go on, she becomes more zombie-like. It's pretty interesting. You find out other people are coming back too, and this whole kind of a zombie apocalypse thing happens. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting. Definitely a decent twist on a zombie movie. I mean, there's so many zombie movies out right now. It's always fun when you bring something new to the picture. And I thought Life After Beth was definitely something new, unique, different, and a fun movie. It was very funny, very enjoyable, and if you like zombie movies, it's something different. So check it out. It's Life After Beth. I'd have to say C. Oh boy. Then I watched Leprechaun Origins. Whew. Wow, this was bad. I'd say out of all the movies I'm reviewing right now, this is the one I'm going to say stay away from. Why? Why did they do this movie? Like, it just, like, they I just don't sometimes understand Hollywood. Why would you want to like redo this franchise? Like, why? They're basically rebooting the Leprechaun franchise. Why? You should already know that there's a 99.9% chance this movie's not going to do very well anyway. It's pretty much going to flop anyway. You're going to get some views based on the name alone, and that's about it. It's going to kind of flop. It was the same thing with like when they kind of like I don't want to say necessarily rebooted the Friday the 13th, but they kind of like did that, whatever that last Friday the 13th movie was. Some people were like, reboot. Some people were like, no, it's a sequel. Whatever the hell it was garbage. The thing is, don't do movies like this. Fans want to just see more of the same. I want to see, Warwick come back as the Leprechaun. Had they just done another sequel, even if they want to do an Origins movie, even if they wanted to say, let's find out where this character, this character that we've, been invested in since Leprechaun all the way up to Leprechaun Back to the Hood, let's just see where this story came from. That could have been interesting. That could have been cool. That could have been pretty neat. And Warwick Davis, he I read in an interview that he was like up for like being a Leprechaun again, and he even was kind of like interested in maybe having like a little cameo in the movie or something like that. He thought that'd be pretty cool. So it's not like they like asked him, he turned it down, didn't want anything to do with this. So from what I've read in reviews, he apparently was like, if they would have said, hey, let's do another Leprechaun movie, he would have been game with it. He would have been cool. He would have done it, and that would have been pretty interesting. Why didn't they just do that? Why not just make another Leprechaun movie? Because is the movie going to do well? No, it's not. But it's going to do better than your reboot, because you're going to get just as many people watching it that are just kind of curious what this movie is. That's going to be the same. But you're going to have a whole nother section of people who are just fans of the series, who are going to want to see the movie and are going to love the movie just based on the fact that it's another Leprechaun movie. And that's where you're going to get extra views. That's where you're going to get extra love. That's where your movie's going to be seen as better. It's kind of like the last Chucky movie. Was it great? It wasn't the best Chucky movie. Well, it wasn't bad. It wasn't anything amazing, but it was another Chucky movie. And that was freaking cool. They brought Chucky back. They didn't reboot it. They didn't do something new. No, they brought Chucky back. They did another Chucky movie. That's how you do something like this. You don't reboot it. You don't do some other random crap like the Friday the 13th movie that like was just just a pointless, nonsensical movie that didn't go anywhere and didn't mean anything. Very forgettable. That's what I'm looking for. Forgettable. No, just do another movie. Bring the character back that we've all come to love. Make another movie that feels like, it feels like it just picks up right where we left off from the last movie. Or again, if you want to do an Origins movie, that's fine too. They could have done that. They could have done Leprechaun Origins and taught you all about where this Leprechaun character came from. But just make it a movie that would go before the first Leprechaun movie, not some reboots. Stupid. So, movie was horrible. It was very forgettable. It's just a very forgettable horror movie. It's one of those movies you just watch and go, I saw it. So what? You're never going to want to watch it again. It's going to be very forgettable. It's not going to stick with you. It's not going to be like, I remember that really cool horror movie I saw. No, you're going to be like, I saw that movie and I don't really give a shit that I saw it because it was garbage. That's how this movie goes. Stupid. I don't know what they were thinking. They had it right there. They had the idea of they could have made a really cool Leprechaun movie that would have brought the fans back into the franchise and said, hey, fans of the Leprechaun series, here's another one for you. Enjoy. They could have done that. That would have been awesome. And they decided not to do that. It made a shitty movie that nobody cares about and everybody thinks is garbage. Because when I mentioned I was watching this one you guys also said was absolutely horrible, and you were absolutely right this time. Don't see this movie. Don't give any money to this movie. I wouldn't say even buy it. Because I don't think you should be giving the company any money for this one because they could have done something cool and they decided not to. Let the company know that let the movie studio know that you have no interest in this bullshit. You just want to see some more classic Leprechaun come back. So, Leprechaun Origins, horrible. Stay away. It was garbage. I would highly recommend poking your eyes out before seeing that movie. But then I checked out What If, and this movie was actually pretty good. Daniel Radcliffe. Why do I not see him in more movies? He's a fantastic actor. I gotta say, I mean, I loved him in Harry Potter, of course, but like everything I've seen him in afterwards, I still haven't seen Horns, but everything I've seen him in afterwards has been really good. He's just done a great job in like everything I've seen him in. Yeah, although I'm kind of nervous saying that because it's kind of like maybe like Shia LaBeouf, where I was kind of the same boat where it's like, man, Shia LaBeouf is fantastic. He's a great actor. He's very underrated. Why do I not see him in more movies? And then he blew up, and then he was like in bad movies and just mediocre movies, and just kind of wasn't what he used to be. I don't care about him anymore, and I hate for Daniel Radcliffe to be the same way. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully maybe it's better. He just stays kind of just doing these movies like this. But What If was great. Great love story about these two characters. Daniel Radcliffe has just gotten out of this relationship. He's kind of heartbroken, but he meets this girl, kind of falls head over heels with her, kind of love at first sight sort of thing. She's got a boyfriend, but they decide to just be friends, and during the whole movie, you totally can tell there's this chemistry. They're kind of digging each other, but she's, no, I have this boyfriend. He's totally in love with her, but he's kind of in denial, being like, no, we're just friends. And he doesn't want to ruin it, because he's madly in love with this girl, and the last thing he wants to do is be like, look, I'm in love with you. And then boom, friendship's done, everything's ruined. He figures it's better just to be friends with this girl, even though he's kind of lying to himself, even though he's in love with her, when I figures, it's better just not to say anything, better to just be friends. This way I actually get to be with her, because as soon as I open my mouth, it's going to go all downhill. I'm never going to see her again. And, this girl I'm madly in love with, I'll never get to be with her anymore. So kind of interesting. And of course, spoiler, in the end, it all works out, of course. But regardless, it's a very cute, very interesting story. It's got very funny moments in it, very like quirky sort of moments in it. Really enjoyed this one. I would definitely say check it out. Just a fun romantic, comedy. I love romantic comedies, and I don't mean like slapstick, goofy, off the wall romantic comedy. This one's more like hipster. It's a little bit more. It's not so slapsticky and ridiculous. It was a little bit more down to earth in a sort of way. But very well done. Definitely check this one out. What If was fantastic. I would highly recommend seeing it. And then the last of the Ultraviolet movies I checked out was Sing Your Song, which is a documentary all about Harry Belafonte. And I love his music. Big fan. I've been a big fan of his ever since I was like a kid, actually, all because of Beetlejuice. If you've seen Beetlejuice, Harry Belafonte songs, he basically does like the whole soundtrack. It's like him and Danny Elfman. I mean, all the songs in that movie are either Danny Elfman songs or like Harry Belafonte songs. And I just love his music since then. I bought his CDs and stuff. I love his music. It's great music. And bought this documentary, and it was really cool. It was a really great documentary telling you all about his life and his struggles through music and struggles through life, and just how he had to overcome like racism and stuff like that, and just how great of a guy this man is. There's so much things I didn't know about him. I didn't know about how, you know, much he fought for civil rights, and he's always fighting for something. And things like, you know, help fight to free Nelson Mandela. I cannot talk today. You know, fought for like South Africa, fought for just all these different like countries and all these different problems that were going on, and you know, just really standing up for people's rights and really trying to help people and reach people. And it's just great to see, you know, what he's done. He just never rests. It's like, dude, do you sleep ever? He just seems to always be on the go and always trying to help people out and do the right thing. I mean, it's almost like music's second to him. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm a musician, but I care more about, you know, people's, you know, human rights and people's rights. And he kind of just uses his music sort of as like a stepping stone a little bit, because, you know, he's a famous artist. It can help him get into the door a bit, help him get noticed more. You know, if you're just some nobody like me who wants to stand up for somebody's rights, you know, who's going to pay attention? Nobody. But if you're a big famous star who wants to stand up for somebody's rights, people are going to hear you. People are going to notice. You can get your message out a lot easier. So I really think that's the way it works with Harry Belafonte, is that he, you know, he just kind of, you know, he's an artist, sure, he's a musician and whatnot. He's a great singer, but it's almost like he just kind of using his talents really as a stepping stone to help people out. I think that's really cool. Great documentary. Again, I learned so much about the man that I did not know. I love him even more now. Definitely check out the documentary. Really well done. Again, it's called Sing Your Song. Very cool. And then the last trailer here I checked out, got some Robert Mitchum here. I checked out The Night of the Hunter. Now, this is one that a lot of you guys said I had to check out. I've actually had this one on VHS for a while now, and then finally picked this set up and definitely knew I had to watch it. Now they had it on DVD, and a lot of you guys were like, thought it was crazy that I hadn't ever seen this movie, telling me how like batshit crazy Robert Mitchum is in this movie, and it was pretty decent. I did enjoy it. I love his character of just this guy going around like bumping people off, bumping like widows off for their money, and going like town to town doing this. Pretty crazy. And then he gets to this one town, finds this widow, and their two kids, and that's when things get kind of crazy. It starts off a little bit slow, but then you see Robert Mitchum just get batshit crazy and just go nuts. And for a movie from 1955, it amazes me. I mean, the things he takes this woman, ties her up to the car, like slits her throat, dumps the car in the river, and they show this. I mean, they don't show him slitting the throat and dumping the car in the river, but they show the dead body. She's there. She's sitting in this car, tied in this car, neck slit. It's such a creepy image, because it's like, I mean, it's really somebody in water. I mean, there's plants that are like waving. Her hair's all like waving in the water. I mean, it looks really real. It's creepy. I'm like, wow, 1955. That's creepy and morbid. I like it. That's awesome. It was pretty crazy. But again, very, very enjoyable, and unfortunately not the last time Shelley Winters would find herself in a watery grave. I love Poseidon. Poseidon Adventure, I should say. So very cool. Yes, and there's Shelley Winters, which is very interesting. So I love that. He just goes batshit crazy. He becomes this like complete psychopath, kills the woman. The kids know where the money is. He's trying to get this information out of the kids. Basically, he's like, I want to kill these kids too. He doesn't give a shit. He's gonna kill the kids. They're gonna be dead as soon as he gets the money. They end up escaping, and that's when the movie kind of just gets kind of weird. Then, for the next I don't know, like half hour or so, it's these kids kind of just on the run, and they go to like this kind of like this woman. I don't say orphanage, sort of this woman who's like taking kids in, staying with them, and then he finds them, and then she ends up having to like protect them, and she shoots them, and the cops come and they arrest him. You know, the ending of the movie is kind of like, oh, well, that sort of took a twist. It's like the beginning of it's a little slow, the end of it's a little slow, but the middle of it's really awesome with Robert Mitchum just becoming this like complete psychopath. And I love that part of the movie. That part was great. That part was fantastic. It's just the beginning and the end are just it's definitely a hill. You know, you're slow. Okay, awesome. Okay, now we're getting back down again. That was the only downfall of this movie, is the fact that I just thought the beginning and the end were just kind of like, they were okay, they were decent, they weren't bad. But you get this epic like middle section of the movie, and I think the movie just should have just stayed that epic all the way through, in my opinion. But it kind of, like I said, kind of dwindled down towards the end. But it is what it is. It's still a fantastic movie. See it. The Night of the Hunter is a great movie. You guys are right. I should have checked it out a long time ago. I would definitely say see this movie. It was very, very good. Definitely one to check out. Again, Robert Mitchum is a complete psychopath in it, which I absolutely love. So see The Night of the Hunter. It was great. Like I said, a little slow at the beginning, a little slow at the end. Fantastic middle, but either way, it still makes for a really good watch. Definitely check it out. It has some very disturbing kind of like freaky moments of Shelley Winters dead in the water, tied to his car with her neck slit. Man, I can't get over that. I'm like, damn, like, wow. Like I like nowadays I'd be like, oh, okay, if that was in that movie now, I'd be like, all right. But like, what, 1955? I'm just like, holy crap. But regardless, awesome. Check the movie out. So that is it, guys. That is it for everything that I've recently been watching. Pretty much recommend everything except for Leprechaun. So again, Event Horizon, decent. Not my favorite sci-fi horror movie ever, but still decent. All right, actually I lied. The Cutting Room. Yeah, don't see this one. This was garbage. Yeah, you don't need to see that. Dragon Ball Season 5. Again, Dragon Ball's awesome. Check out this whole series. Is fantastic. Not my favorite of the seasons, but regardless, a fantastic series, and I absolutely love it and highly recommend it. Maybe, like I said, mediocre, not amazing, but still definitely worth checking out if it's something you want to see. Tammy, yeah, again, only if you really want to see. If you really want to see Tammy, if Tammy seems like something you want to check out, see it. Otherwise, you don't need to. Then we have Life After Beth. Very interesting twist on the zombie movie. Check that one out. Very funny. Leprechaun Origins. Garbage. Stay away. Not worth seeing. Should have been a different movie. Shame. What If? Great romantic comedy. I would highly recommend checking that one out. Really did enjoy it. Sing Your Song. Great documentary about Harry Belafonte. If you're a fan of his music, if you're a fan of just him in general, it is definitely worth checking out. Spans his whole life. Very well done documentary. And The Night of the Hunter. Also really decent. Definitely recommend that one as well. Robert Mitchum, psychopath. You can't go wrong. So definitely check it out. So there you go, guys. That's it. So like I always say, if you like this video, please give me a like. Just click on the thumbs up tab. It takes 2 seconds, but it means the absolute world to me. I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're not already subbed, please do. I do a brand new daily sickness video for you guys every single day. Whether it's reviews, collection updates, unboxings, looks into my collection. I show stuff off my collection all the time. Cinema hunting videos, all kinds of stuff like that. Plus a little video sprinkled in here and there as bonuses. Definitely subscribe to me if you want to see me. Who doesn't want to see me every single day? I really appreciate it. Also, if you're not already over at cinemasickness.com, there's a link down below. Click on that link. Head on over there, check it out. There's a lot more to see there than just these videos. All kinds of update information on deals I find that are going on. Up-to-date information on what I'm currently up to. You can see lists of all the movies I own and what I've been watching. And there's all kinds, everything you want to know about Cinema Sickness is over at cinemasickness.com. So head on over there, check it out. And also right there, be sure to click on the Team Sickness tab. Check out everything they're doing. If you like my videos, you're going to like the videos from Team Sickness as well. And also right there, be sure to click on the merchandise tab and purchase yourself a Cinema Sickness sticker, a Cinema Sickness button, or a Cinema Sickness t-shirt. I would really appreciate the support. And you can find links to all my social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Listia, Amazon, Spreadshirt, everything. It's all there at cinemasickness.com. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, hope you're having an absolutely fantastic week. Hope you're having a great Thursday. And on to Friday. I'll see you then, guys. Bye.